And with this fund, the Panchayats are preparing plan. And this plan is GPDP, Gram Panchayat Development Plan. Now, this year, in the 15th Finance Commission, this money also goes to the block and Jilla Panchayats. So, Jilla Panchayats and blocks will also be having their own plan. So, it is a good development in the decentralization of every local government having its own development plan, annual plan. And the focus area of GPDP is mainly on convergence. So as per the 11th schedule, 11th and 12th schedule, there are a lot of subjects, 29 subjects are there. In the area, in which area that local governments have to work. And departments are also having their own programs. So departmental programs are also to be converged with the local government plan. So thrust area of GPDP is convergent. And there are other key features also. Yes, there is time limit. I don't want to elaborate more one by one. One area is low cost and no cost activity. Minimize the expenditure, involve the people, and make the people's plan. So, when we are initiating GPDP, there is a campaign program. Annually, a campaign starts from the October 2nd, and lasts up to December 31st. This year, because of Corona, it has been extended to one more month, that is January 31st. So, this is a campaign period. So annually this campaign that to involve the people locality for the preparation of the plan. Initially, during the 9th plan, there was a massive movement with the involvement of all the people to prepare for the preparation of the plan for the first time in India. So drawing lessons from the Kerala, this GPDP is associated with the massive campaign, a people's campaign program. So it is now already there in position, the movement is going on, and all the panchayats for the current year, all the local governments in the current year are to prepare the plan on or before. So certain activities are scheduled according to that. Go ahead with the different steps. And as you are well aware, the participatory planning, how it takes place, there is the convening of the special Grama Sabhas and also development seminars and projectization and approval from the DPC. So different stages are there through which people are involved. It will be a plan of the people, by the people and for the people. So as far as GPDP is concerned, we are also focusing on gender-specific projects. And economic development and livelihood plan is very important. So with the involvement of the self-help groups, there is VPRP, Village Poverty Reduction Plan. In Village Poverty Reduction Plan, there are some specific activities, that is, entertainment plan is there, livelihood plan is there, public goods and services, resource development plan, social development plan. All these are consisting of this VPRP. So VPRP will be integrated with the GPDP. So it is not only a convergent plan, but also an integrated plan. And focus is also given to child-friendly projects, environmentally, focus on aged, transgender, differently abled, disaster management. So enhance the quality of education, health, enhance the quality of Anganwadi centers. So these are the main focus that GPDP is working. And here I am to say vision, that is Ministry of Panchayat, that is 2024 vision. And Panchayats are as the drivers of rural transformation. So it has been visualized like that. So the next generation issues are to be identified, and these are to be addressed in the coming days. And as I have already mentioned, this vision document says on of life, more on devolution panchayats and official transfer the officials to the panchayats to make it more functional. Fulcrum of rural transformation. Panchayat should be the fulcrum of all the activities, the nucleus, nerve center of all the activities, the engines of rural development, what we can say. So innovations are also given much importance during this time. So GPDP is also focusing on innovation and the two areas. One is on economic development and innovation. So new ideas are to be emerged locally. So these best practices are to be made known to other panchayats also. So organizing the program, namely panchayat to panchayat. So innovations are to be made propagated by the training institutes. Should focus on the in the same boat and doing that same things is not that much impressive. So they have to come on with their own. The local governments are supposed to come with their own innovative practices. This is to be given much focus. So community service centers, almost all the panchayats in North India and other, not coming to Kerala, but in most of the panchayats there are community centers. These community centers, common service centers, what I mean is common service centers. These common service centers are to be placed in the Gram Panchayats. So panchayats will become a servant of a center of all the information. Information are to be imparted through panchayats. So all the developmental activities and all the services are to be given by the panchayats. Then only panchayat will become a center of what I am to say, a nerve center, a nucleus body of all the developmental activities. So localizing SDG is another factor. Another important part I had highlighted is the ward member as agents of change. A focus is given to the ward member. So we are organizing massive training programs, and most of the training programs are focusing on Panchayat President Sarpanch. But at this time, the focus is to be given to the ward member also. Ward member as agents of change. That is the vision. So the training program organized by the state institutes as well as the National Institute of NIRD, National Institute of Development also, is focusing this part nowadays, that is making the members as agents of change. So as a member, he has to do a lot of activity. So a general analysis says that only 20% of the elected members are participating regularly in the activities of the panchayat. Others are leaving all the activity to the panchayat, sarpanch, or so in a centralized manner something is done by the panchayats. The ward members are not having much role. They are not initiating so taking steps to involve in the developmental activity. In such a position, the government is thinking of, Minister of Panchayat is thinking of making the panchayats as agents of change. So basic training is to be given as a member, as a representative, as a communicator, as a facilitator, a power broker using power, how the power is used in favor of the people, decision making, how decisions are made by discussing with the people, and as a facilitator, as a good financier, negotiator, overseeing the things, and ultimately an institution builder. How a panchayat member can be an institution builder, how he can contribute. Ultimately, the leadership quality is very much. So training or capacity building is to be given in these areas also, to make the panchayat ward member aware about his role and his responsibilities, and also involved in the developmental activities. Some thematic areas are also to be interested with these people, because panchayat member, they must be aware with some area, even if illiterate people, maybe it is not on the basis of education. From experience, they are having their own interesting areas. Some elected members are interested in agriculture, some are in health aspects, some are in biodiversity, and such interests are to be identified, and thematic training should be given to all the ward members. So after the general orientation, these elected members are given training on thematic areas in which they are to involve And from this, they have to start for innovation. So that is another focus of this the 2024 vision. And planning for smart governance involving the mobile-based technology. So modern technology has to be, technology is to be made more practicable in the local governance system. There is a portal, namely e-GramSwaraj. Now earlier we have Plan Plus, PRIA software and some other related software things. These are combined together to form the e-GramSwaraj to make the things more transparent and also accountable. So that is also another aspect of this Vision 2024. So RGSA is the component, is the scheme of the Ministry of Panchayat Raj for capacity building. So fund is given as per the need of the state. So it regularly that amount is given to the panchayats and to the states, and panchayats are organizing various capacity building activities with the support of the state level institutes. So I don't want to elaborate more. So to come to a conclusion, what I am to say is that decentralization is in a turning point nowadays because discussion is not taking that much. Once there was always all the time when in the earlier period of the Ministry of Panchayat Raj, there was national level discussions, interactions, a lot of seminars and workshops were conducted. So decentralization will be a reality. We are now only in a halfway. If it is become to it is to be a reality, you have to go miles. Again, a lot of things have to be done. For that, discussions and workshops and or seminars are very much essential. Nobody will give power automatically. So you take the power, nobody will say. So we have to catch the power from the above. And two things I have noted. One is people are thinking, local governments or higher level officials or higher level policy makers are thinking that this is enough and more. What we have given is enough. And at the grassroots level also there is a thinking that we not want much. This is, with this devolution we are satisfied. So this is a dangerous situation. What we have to make, we have to make them aware. This is not the actual decentralization. We have to go further. In some of the world countries, they reach the realm of decentralization because of continuous discussion, continuous inputs, continuous canvassing, continuous lobbying, and such other activities were there to strengthen the decentralization in most of the developed countries where the decentralization has come to a reality. So in India, it is only in a halfway. We have to go miles, and for this discussion is very much essential. So this type of venues, such as these webinars, conferences and workshops will strengthen the system. And I take this opportunity to congratulate Mr. Sundar Ram and his team for organizing the webinar and giving me a chance to speak a few words. So I wish all the best to this Academy of Grassroots, and also I cordially invite Mr. S.M. Vijayanand to say a few words.